Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, Seven Samurai. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to Friday, December 9th. We are doing the movie Seven Samurai.
Yeah, Akira Kurosawa. It is 1959, I believe.
I believe that's right.
It is what I would say a film school film. A lot of people watch it in film school, and I think that a lot of people miss it other than that, and it's a real shame. Sorry, I'm just making sure the year is correct here. 54.
Ooh.
54 off by 5 years. It's even earlier than that. Akira Kurosawa, if you don't know, is a brilliant filmmaker, Japanese filmmaker, who his films in content feel contemporary.
Right.
He has a lot of cutting edge stuff that American movies weren't doing. Weighty stories, very complex stories. The way it's shot, even it does have some extra, footage. Like the more time spent on a character, the more emotion, impact. So he does kind of have that kind of tropes you have to deal with. But having said that, Seven Samurai is one of his best, most well-known films.
Right.
Like that and Hidden Fortress. And Hidden Fortress actually was borrowed. A lot of it was borrowed for Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the original Star Wars.
Huh.
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually even some shot-for-shot scenes of the two bumbling idiots in Hidden Fortress and C-3PO and R2-D2 stumbling through the sand and stuff like that. Anyway, so he is well known with other directors and whatnot.
Right.
He's heavily copied from, but this was so early. I mean, the 50s. One of my favorite movies we'll do at some point, Ikaru. Just really could be contemporary. You just add color and English language, I suppose, because a lot of us don't like subtitles. But this is Akira Kurosawa. I don't mind subtitles. I've never really had any aversion to it because they're just so good. Seven Samurai is very long. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes, so it's not for the faint of heart. You really need to concentrate. It's not one that you can kind of do something else or eat while you're watching it. You need to focus.
Right.
But it's a very good samurai tale. If you watched last episode, we talked about the anime.
Samurai 7.
And it is such a good anime because it just lifted directly out of this film. The film is about a small village that is basically being attacked by bandits repeatedly. Like every time they harvest, bandits come and take most of their food. So they decide that they can't withstand another invasion. And their women are being carted off and raped and killed and whatever. So they decide that they're going to hire samurai. And the thing is that some of these bandits are samurai, and so it's not like let's hire the heroes to fight the bad guys.
Right.
It's let's hire bad guys to fight other bad guys. Kind of. I mean, they're just powerful warriors, Ronin. And so the biggest problem, besides them being concerned about the samurais, taking their women and stealing all their food and not coming to help but not really helping and just taking advantage of them, is that they have nothing to pay them with except for the rice that the bandits might take. And
I think in both iterations, the farmers start eating
millet.
Millet, right?
They eat millet, which if you've ever had millet, it's not the greatest thing in the world, and it's pretty sparse, and
they save the rice specifically for
even poorer than rice. Yeah. Like in the movie, there's a scene where there's a little bit of rice that's spilled on the ground, and they take care to pick up each one because it's so precious.
Yep.
Anyway, so they go and they try to hire the samurai, but most of these samurai, they're not starving or whatever. They have a little bit of means, and so they're insulted by this. How dare you offer, ask for my services for meager 3 meals a day, kind of thing. So they're really looking for starving samurai, which gives it this instant. Are we going to have to settle for the bottom of the barrel? What kind of character are these people going to have? But they're fortunate in that they stumble upon a samurai. It's Kanbei, He is kind of the old, you know, the experienced hand at
Right,
this.
right, right.
And he is in a situation where he's trying to save a child that's been abducted into a barn by a bandit.
Right.
And so they watch this play out, and they ask Kanbei if he'd like to help them, and he says no. So they're kind of crap. But at the same time, there are two other samurai that have watched Kanbei. One of them is, you should have their names.
Oh.
I totally forget.
Sorry.
Kachiro.
Sorry.
And which one's this one? Kikachu. Kikacho. So Kashiro and Kikacho, they watch Kanbei do this thing, and so they're both intrigued. Kachiro asks Kanbei to be his master. You know, like, please teach me. Like, he basically dressed up as a priest to fool the bandit into letting him near him and the child. And
right.
So then he swept in and took care of the situation. And he shaved his top knot and all that to do that. And so I think that Kashiro was impressed at the measures he took to save this child.
Shaving off the top,
it's kind of like thinking outside the box.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Shaving off the top knot is like amazingly disrespectful to.
Yeah.
To
so
samurai.
And then Kikachu. No, the Kikachu is from the anime. Kikachio. We're not Japanese. My apologies.
Clearly, we're not Japanese.
He is this very grandiose, bumbling kind of moron. He's got a huge, his sword is like twice as big as anybody else's, and he tries to approach Kanbei, not sure what he's trying to, if he's trying to confront him or whatever. He can't get the words out, and so he ends up just kind of following them. Anyway, so the villagers do eventually convince. Basically, first they convince Kashiro because one of the people around these villagers stand up and say, hey, well, if you care about these villagers, then why don't you help them? Like, just kind of daring him.
Mm-hmm.
And Kachiro gets convicted, and he says, okay, that's exactly what I'm going to do, And so Kanbei, I think, maybe out of pity or wanting to help Kashiro or whatever, he decides to do it as well. And he comes up with the idea of, well, if we have the village, we're going to have 2 people stationed in the east, west, and whatever. So we're going to need 7 samurai.
Right.
That's what he said.
He's a strategist.
He comes up with 7 samurai. And Kanbei's thing is that he has never successfully won a battle, but he has survived. And he's been like the only one that has survived when he's been attacked, except for a buddy of his, which...
Shichiroji?
Yeah. Shichiroji, who is the one with the pike.
Right.
And
spear to us Americans.
Yeah, he's not the second or the third recruited even, but he does, they discover that each other are still like, hey, you're still alive? All right. I thought after that last battle, it's like, no, I hid in a ditch, kind of thing. So we've got this idea, it's kind of like they're very talented, but it's like Bad News Bears, like, they've never really won, so are you going to bet on them kind of thing? But the villagers really have no choice. So.
Yeah.
So they fill out their ranks, they get, They get a master, like he's just a very calm, collected master, and that is
Kyozo.
Kyuzo. Yeah, he's a and then they get the bumbling idiot Kikacho shows up again, and they decide to take him in. Although he kind of forces him his way into the group, he just follows them until they're fine. Because they get 6 samurai, and they're like, okay, let's just go, and so he just follows along. So. We get the 7 samurai, and there's some cool story around that. But then the rest of the film is basically kind of they're strategizing, they're kind of fortifying their position, they're working with the farmers, but the farmers don't trust them, especially at first. They all hide from them when they should be welcoming them. Like, thank you for coming to save us. It's like, oh, well, you're going to take our women, you bastards.
Yeah,
it's like, we're here to help you.
Because that's what the bandits did.
So this movie,
Samurai Bandits.
I can see obstacles for a lot of people with the black and white, and I can see a lot of obstacles with subtitles and pacing, and it's unfortunate because it's a brilliant film.
It is.
It's a really good testament to Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, you owe it to yourself to watch it.
I agree. I don't think that it's his best film, but it is one of his, like I say, best
known.
And best known. Yeah, absolutely. But when did you first see it?
Oh, I saw it shortly after high school. I remember seeing it. It was on TV, and I think my father and I sat there and watched it because at the time my father and I loved kung fu movies. So was it shortly after high school? I think it was.
Well, it's part of the Criterion collection, so I'm not too surprised that it's was on TV. But
Yeah.
I think I saw it at the end of high school as well, and then I saw it again in college in film school and really fell in love with it again. And yeah, there's so many other of his movies that I want to get to and recommend, but this is a great starting point.
Absolutely.
It is, like I say, very long. So just block off, like 3 hours, because 10 of that, 3 hours and 20 minutes, 10 of that is like the intermission. You can just fast forward through.
Yeah, kind of like what Amadeus did. You have to switch the DVD over.
Yeah, there you go. But you just need to really focus. My wife tried to watch this, and she kind of started nodding off, but it was late at night, and it's like a lot of subtitles, and
she's a woman.
Some pacing, and there is that. Yes, she is. She's. I will never deny that she is.
You know what? If I could find a woman who can stay awake doing Seven Samurai, and enjoy it.
Here's a ring.
Exactly. Exactly.
So anyway, great film. I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Perhaps some of you guys already, know about it.
Yep.
If not, watch it and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I believe it's on. Is it on Netflix?
It was. I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah. They often put things on and then I think they have problems or they have to rotate or something. I'm not sure, but
yeah.
Look for it on Netflix. Otherwise, if you still have a video store that you frequent, you can check it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the trailers from that period don't really do the movies justice, so I wouldn't rely on just the trailer.
No.
But
listen to us. We know what we're talking about.
I honestly, again, I guess it comes back to yesterday I recommended that you watch the anime first before the movie, and it's purely because I want people to get over the obstacles of, subtitles and a little bit slow.
Right.
So if you already know, like, hey, that's that character, and then you kind of already know what's going on. But at the same time, it was magic the first time I watched it because, I didn't know what was going to happen. And it's surprisingly complex for that. That's like Akira Kurosawa's thing, is they're surprisingly complex for that time period, especially. Especially if you have the mind frame of 1954. This will blow you away.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. It is a great movie.
Another one I'm passionate about. So
I think we're both passionate about it.
Good.
Maybe you more than me, but absolutely.
Good. We don't have to duel to the death. All right, guys.
Right.
See you. I'm getting it. Yes. I own that.
You owned it.
Oh.
Sharona. Bye.
Next week, it's The Watchmen. On today's Duel review, Seven Samurai. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Wow.
Little guitar riff there at the end.
Why not?
For no reason. Wayne's World.
Party time. Excellent.
You Wayne's World guy in high school.
I definitely watched the movies.
Grungy
I saw a couple of the episodes. the
I watched it.
SNL episodes. But I guess I was. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like diehard Wayne's World, but I did.
No, I mean, are you a butt rocker?
Butt rocker.
Butt rocker. Guns N' Roses. And...
No.
Okay. Just curious.
No.
Rush.
No.
Yeah.
Welcome to this ninth.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He invented a new language.
Welcome to Friday, December 9th. We are doing the movie with the things and the things and the things, black and white even. Shot.
With the whites and the blacks and the no color.
And the mixed grays. Okay. Welcome to Friday, the son of a bitch with the frickin' words.
Welcome to the jungle.
That pisses me off sometimes.
I wanted to play it at our wedding. It was funny. Yeah. Not our wedding.
Not our wedding, but his and his wife's wedding.
Lovely wife.
Yes.
Right.